Oi.
All right. You
How
all
we
right?
doing? Yeah, good, you?
Very good, mate. Excited for this. There's some good books this week.
There is some good books coming out. The funny thing is, though, we sit backstage and we go, all right, how you doing? And then we have to come on and we pretend we haven't
Pretend
spoken.
again. Haven't seen you for ages, Charlie. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very well. I've just bought an electric car.
Fuck off, right? I've been telling Charlie before we come on live, I'm a little bit stressed because I've just bought an electric car. My wife's just said to us tonight, 5% charged. Is that good or is that bad? I was like, but never mind. We got here, Charlie.
Yeah, do you know what? You finally got here. You didn't run out of you ain't run out of energy yet. Wait until we do this for 4 hours and 26 minutes. Then you'll be wishing. But it's that time again. It's thank fuck it's Wednesday. As we mentioned, there's some good comics coming out over the next couple of weeks, like from March the 6th all the way up until March the 27th. I can't actually believe we're near enough in the second week of February.
I know.
Like it's gone so quick. Like the dates have been released for Thought Bubble.
Yes, so, excited about that.
I can't wait for that. Normally it's on the 10th, the 11th, 12th and 13th is the 4-day bonanza. This week it's going to be on the 16th and 17th. So myself and you will probably be heading up on the 15th and coming back on the Monday.
I'm driving up tonight. When we're finished here, I'm going to drive up.
Why not? Do you want to make a detour of about 17 hours? Come and pick me up and then we'll head up.
Not in my new car. No, Christ.
No, still charging. But I think me and Ed Vic might book the train early this year and see if we can get it. Because even though it was 5 hours on the coach last year, it was fun. We just sat there drinking Stella and stuff. But on the way back, it was not the one. Literally, I think Ed died about 6 times on the coach.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I would fancy a 5-hour coach ride, I have to be honest.
No, but you know what? Thank fuck it's Wednesday. Because we can start. As we mentioned, there's some good comics coming out over the next couple of weeks. And if you're new to the stream and new to the channel, every Wednesday we sit down and we go through the final order cut-off from Slab Crusaders, who are the show sponsor. Fantastic guy, James, over there. He's always got his fingers in many comic pies. And yet again, we'll go through it later, but he's come up with another deal. Regarding 9.9 and 10.0s, so that's going to be interesting to touch on.
I don't have a 9.9 or a 10 in my collection, so I'm a bit keen to try and get a hold of one of those.
And so am I, and when we touch on it later, you'll understand why, because the prices are. It seems too good to be true, but it's not. It's Slab Crusaders, and if it is too good to be true, then it is too good to be true because it's fantastic service over there. So. Thank fuck it's Wednesday. Now, this is the final order cut-off for February the 11th and February the 12th, depending on where you're getting your final order cut-off from. It should only be Slab Crusaders because it's fantastic service, fantastic comics, and the prices and the way that everything is sent, you're not going to get it anywhere else. I think you can agree that with that, can't you, Pete?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I think it's a fantastic site. And it's very user-friendly, so yeah. I would definitely check it out.
Cool. So, up first, we have the top pick. So, each and every week, myself, you, Andy, and Tom, when he's here, we'll pick our top picks. We'll pick our top number ones. We'll pick our top covers, and then we'll pick some like facsimiles and stuff like that. So up first, we've got top picks. Now, I've gone for Somna issue number 3. Now, I've been raving about this since Thought Bubble last year, where Tula Latay and Becky Cloonan were there. They were doing some art, and they were really, really hyping this up. Yeah. It's now issue number 3, comes out in 3 weeks' time. Issue number 2 hit the shelves. I think it was either last week or this week. I'm loving this. Like Becky Cloonan and Tula Latay are absolutely killing it. They're 2 powerhouses that have just started working with Distillery. Obviously, Chip Musher has put this together from the old crew back at Comixology. You've got the likes of Ram V, you've got Jock, you've got Lee Garvett, and everyone like that. They've joined it. But this comic is awesome. And as it says there, it's a bedtime story for adults. Have you read anything?
I haven't picked this one. I picked up a fair few of the Distillery books when they first came out, but I don't know why I missed this one. But no, I've not read this yet. Is it an ongoing series, Charlie, or is it going to be a mini series or something?
So I think it's, from what I understand, it's either the 3 or 4. I don't think it's going to be ongoing. I think it's just a little mini series. But it says the new hit series from Distillery by Becky Cloonan and Tula Tay comes to its gripping climax. There we go. This is the final issue. The mystery of who killed Harold is finally solved, but is it too late for Ingrid to escape the harrowing clutches of the eternal and deadly Shadow Man? More importantly, does she even want to escape, or has her newfound sexual awakening made it impossible to ever return? From the mastermind of Becky Cloonan by Chance of Providence and Tula Latay comes an intoxicating blend of history, eroticism, and the supernatural in an evocated masterpiece that draws inspiration from folk horror staples like Midsummer and The Witch, and will transport readers to a world where passion and spirits intertwine, captivating your senses and leaving you craving more. Them two films are two of my favourite films.
Yeah.
Midsummer is
It's superb. Yeah. It's. I mean, this sounds really interesting. I'm surprised I've not picked this up actually. So yeah, I'm wondering if Distillery are going to do kind of like a collected edition. I don't know if they've got a trade paperback kind of arm coming out or not. Because these are quite big chunky books, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
they're the magazine size. So what I've cropped it here, but it is a magazine size, like Jock did for the Batman. That he did the big one. Yeah, they are big, but it's just I've got issue number 1. I need to pick up issue number 2, but the art is awesome.
Yeah,
the art is done by Tula Latay, and it's similar to what Dan Panosian does with Giorgio Spalletta in Alice Ever After. Like they kind of mix it up, so they do one panel and then. But it's just it's a really, really good story. And when they have mentioned that it's like Midsummer and The Witch, it's all horror stories and folklore entwined. It's wicked.
Yeah,
like, I really can't.
I'll pick it up.
Definitely. So that's Somnat issue number 3. Then I've gone for this, right?
A Goon.
I love it. This is 20 years old.
I've never read a Goon comic. I'm very aware of the character and stuff, but I've never read a Goon comic.
Like, this is over 20 years old. This is 25 years from Dark Horse. This is the Goon, Them That Don't Stay Dead, issue number 1. I think I kind of went for this because it's by my namesake, Eric Powell. And it's just, honestly, I just love this. I really love this. I think it's such a great comic. Like, the art is great. The story is great. It's not going to win awards. I mean, it's been doing it for 25 years. You know what I mean? For any comic, especially from Dark Horse as well. They've been around for a good few years. And
long time.
If you've got a comic that can stand the length of 25 years, then it must be doing something right. This is one of 4. And it says, just as they finally got the various gangs of bloodsuckers and night stalkers back in line, and they can finally relax with a nice night out bowling, a new threat appears, one that will shake the very foundations of Nameless Town. Also, Spider gets hooked on the junk drama with an alternative special edition cover by Craig Davidson. Davidson's work is well known for its depiction of childhood pop culture fantasy, from Star Wars to Marvel superheroes. This is just, I had a quick flick through on previews, and it just seems like it's just enjoyable. It's kind of like probably like a teenage fantasy type of novel type of stuff with vampires and stuff like that. It's wicked. It's really good.
I don't even know anything about the character, to be honest. So I'd be interested because I've heard an awful lot about the Goon, so I'd be keen to pick it up and just give it a go, really. This might be a point for us to jump on and have a bit of a read, I think.
Yeah, I think just heading into the chat. Evening, Sean. Thank you very much for joining. I think what he said about some of these books are for 99 solid covers. I think they are. And if you stay with us till the end of the show, we're going to touch on something that Slab Crusaders is doing. And you never know, you might be able to own a 9.9 or a 10.0. So who knows? But yeah, that's the Goon. Them Don't Stay Dead, issue number 1. That comes out on the 27th of March. Then we've got Night People, issue number 1. Now, this is by Omnipress. Now, from literary icon Barry Guilford, internationally renowned creator of Wild at Heart and co-writer of David's neo-noir masterpiece Lost Highway, Night People is a pulsating roadmap of the American subconscious, where neon-lit southern nights out to lipstick, sweat and blood, and the odd innocent and evil are all fellow travellers down an interstate of dark, elusive dreams. Adapted from Guilford's acclaimed novel by breakout writer Chris Corden, That Texas Blood, The Enfield Gang Massacre, and a rotating cast of stunning artist leaves follow an uneasy company of unwanted criminals, cartel killers and lost souls through 4 interlocking tales as they travel a path of intoxication, lust and spontaneous violence from New Orleans to Egypt City, Florida and back again.
Interesting. Again, what I've never heard anything about. This sounds
This literally totally passed me by, and again, I was just browsing as I do every single Wednesday on what I can spend my money on. Slag Crusaders. This popped up. I like Omnipress. They do some really, really good stuff. I see dead people on the cover. I see people holding hands, smoking cigarettes. There's a heart there. I thought, why not? Go for it.
Why not? Why the hell not? What's the worst that could happen?
And you don't have to wait long for this. This comes out in 1 month. It's on the 6th of
Okay.
March. So, yeah. Omnipress do some good stuff, And when
I like some of their stuff.
And when we talk about indie comics, they're like a proper indie comic publisher, like the likes of Omnipress. You've got Mad Cave. You've got even Dark Horse now and again do some stuff that kind of pushes the boundaries and stuff, which is really interesting.
It's funny because when we do talk about indies, we're quite often, or I certainly quite often, kind of pick Image Books, and I don't know if I class them as an indie publisher anymore. Do you know what I mean? They're pretty mainstream now, really, aren't they? I would have thought.
Yeah, but I mean, this is just another one that would have passed me by if we wasn't doing this show and I didn't have to pick it for a reason.
Yeah.
So absolutely. I mean, there are benefits of us wasting everyone's time for an hour on a Wednesday night, but
I'm going to hold you to an hour. You said it now.
That's fine. That's all right. So here we go. It's over to you now, sir.
Yeah, I picked this because I think it was a cover. The cover just jumped out at us. This is White Boat, again from Distillery, written by Scott Snyder. I love Scott Snyder's work. I know sometimes he's a bit clever for me, but most of his stuff, I have to say, I really, really enjoy. I can't say names, Charlie. Francesco Francavallari?
Yeah, Francesco Francavilla.
That's exactly what I said. So this is White Boat. The cover just looked amazing to us.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a guilty pleasure. I watch a program called Below Decks. Do you watch that?
Yeah, I love that.
About the super yachts.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah. So I read this synopsis and thought, this will be fun. So this is a brand new series debuting from the acclaimed team behind Detective Comics. White boats are the mega yachts that the super rich use to traverse the globe, floating islands where your every desire can be fulfilled. And getting invited on a boat, one should be a dream come true. That is until the crew traps and transports you to a remote island where secret cults have existed for millennia, working on something called the Human Project. Does the white boat ship you to paradise or sink you into hell on earth? What more can you ask for? I mean, that sounds
that literally
right
does
up my alley.
Sound like an episode of Below Deck.
It does, yeah.
And with Below Deck, right, my wife has this magical supernatural power, right, that whatever she's watching, I'm not interested in, right? I'll sit there doing my own thing. And then I'll watch it and look at it and go, oh, what's happening? And she'll tell me a bit and I'll be like, all right, I'm not interested. And before I know it, I'm 6 episodes in, right? Yeah. I know more about the character development. I know more about the synopsis and everything that she does. Yeah. And it just happens all the time. And that's exactly what happened with Below Deck. Like, for those of you that don't know, Below Deck is an American reality TV series that just tells the story of the crew that join a boat for a season, and they have guests on and have to get on. They end up sleeping with each other and all the shenanigans and stuff like that. But it's just mind-numbing, pointless TV. And when I see that you'd pick this, I was like, this is exactly it. They've literally taken that and put it into comic book form. It's just awesome. But I'll definitely read this. And again,
I love the cover. Yeah,
some of the covers are awesome. And I think Distillery have kind of stamped their footprint in the sand with doing oversized books, because all the ones that have come out seem to be that size. I haven't seen a regular size Distillery book, but it's good because you get more bang for your buck and you get more art and writing and everything like that. So,
and it's good quality. I mean, I know you're Charlie, I don't want to set you off on a one, but the covers, the quality of the covers on this are very different to, shall we say, some other publishers.
You mean Marvel, where they use tissue paper?
I might, but it's nice. It's a nice book, Yeah. It feels sexy in the hand.
Yeah. And I was lucky to be given, because I interviewed Chip Mosher. I've got an interview of Chip Mosher on my phone somewhere. I kind of need to upload it to YouTube from Thought Bubble last year. But I was lucky enough to receive the gold plated edition of Gone, I think it was. Yeah. And it is. You're right.
Sorry.
You're right.
You've got that fucking app on again, haven't you? As you are rubbing your little hands there, a thumbs up sign appeared.
Oh, did it? I didn't even see it. Oh, look, here. I need to turn that off. How do I do that? Right, let me turn it off. Right, reactions. There we go. Right, we're done. I didn't even know I had it on. That's how excited I got about talking about the comics and stuff. Yeah. But the gold plate, like it is better paper. And you just
Yeah.
think, I'm not going to get onto it, but Marvel, up your game, man. Seriously,
Yeah.
Distillery are new to the game. They might not be new like creators and writers and stuff, but they're new to the game. So
Yeah.
just need to. But I'm definitely going to read this. No,
Yeah.
definitely. And some of the
Sounds
covers
very
are
cool.
fantastic. They got some awesome covers out. So yeah, that comes out on the 27th of March.
Oh. So this is Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. I know me and you have spoken an awful lot about
Yes.
this. We loved issues 1 and 2. I've not read issue 3 yet, but a colleague of ours, Andy, said it's a bit filler. So
Really?
yeah, so I'm hoping it's not dropping the ball at all.
That came out this week, didn't it?
Today, yeah, it came out.
Yes.
So this is issue 4. This is by Patrick Horvath, with art by Patrick as well, and it's just stunning. It's a great little series. I'm really hoping it's not dipping in quality. So this is, like I say, issue 4. So now the stage is set, and Sam has ID'd her foe, but the town's not big enough for both, so one of them must go. But I've just realised this is a little poem, isn't it? This is a poem. So now the stage is set, and Sam has ID'd her foe, but this town's not big enough for both of them, so one of them must go. But first there is a meeting where they shall come face to face. If they can't work it out, there will be a gruesome race. But it's not quite that simple, and for once Sam is scared. This foe knows quite a bit about her, and the things of which she cares.
Jesus, can you come and read me a bedtime story? Like Triple G's Tales.
I absolutely love this series. So
That's wicked.
I'm looking forward to getting into today's issue. I mean, just even, the imagery on the front. And these comics, each issue 1, I know it has multiple covers, but there's always the standard issue 1. But there's then these ones which are kind of like in a it looks like an old book, I'm loving the design of the covers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm loving this.
I would like, as you just mentioned, it would have been great if these had come out as hardbacks. It's like, like with the old, like the, I don't know, like the old
volumes, like a leather volume.
Yes. Like my mum and dad used to have the old red ones. I don't know what books they were, like Frankenstein and stuff like that, and they look so good. These would look awesome if they was to come out like as thick books. I'd love them. I just think
I'm a big fan of. I don't know if you remember a series Lock and Key. Remember, yeah, and they put all their series out in, I think it's 4 volumes of what they call the master editions.
Yes,
and they look just like this on the cover. They look really nice, hardback book. I'd like to see a volume of this like that. This is going to stay on my shelf as a read I go back to. I'm sure. Same as Stray Dogs for me.
But this again, I didn't notice this until you highlighted it to me. Yeah, I don't know how it passed me by. I really don't know, but it's so great. The first issue really got me in, and I was like, is this actually, oh my God, like, and then the second issue, I was like, I can't believe this has just happened. And then I think we spoke about that on one of the covers, it kind of gave away the premise of the story.
Yeah.
And it was like, but even though it did, you didn't know. I mean, was it issue number 2 that kind of ended with the streetcar and he was just strung up?
No, was that not issue 1? I think that's issue 1, isn't it? And then issue 2 is the absolutely brilliant kind of like Halloween scene with somebody chasing Miss Piggy.
Yes. Yes. And then she gets caught. Yeah. She's the violent one in like the butchers and stuff where she starts swearing. Yeah. But this is wicked. I can't wait for this. This isn't on your pull list. I would definitely get it in because it's coming out in like 4.5 weeks, and I can't wait for this to come out as a trade paperback.
Yeah.
It's gonna look. I hope every chapter though has one of these covers.
Yeah.
In the book, that'd be good. But yeah, IDW again, like absolutely killing it. And this, this is like there's so many details on the front cover as well. You got like the mallet, you got the knife, you got the dead body at the bottom. Pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty interesting. So yeah, there's that one. And then that was it. That was the top picks.
Good stuff. That was some
pretty
good books there.
Some good books. So over to cover picks now. Now I've gone. It's slightly different to what I've picked, but this is This Society of America issue number 9. The picture on here doesn't really do it any justice. Like it's honestly a great cover. I kind of looked at this last night. I looked in depth at it, and it's a really intriguing cover. Now obviously this is 9 issues in, and I don't think I'm going to go through reading all 9 issues of it. But this was an instant cover pick for me. I'm not sure if it's because it's got all the old outfits. Yeah, if it's all the old outfits and stuff like that, like Black Canary, Wonder Woman and stuff. But it just it just really, really grabbed me, and I think it was a really, really interesting cover. And I just like the fact at the back it's got all the logos.
This is really interesting for me. So I've gone on and on and on, prattled on in the past about how I kind of dropped off from DC books when New 52 came in. And part of the reason for that was pre-New 52, there was an excellent JSA run by Jeff Jones, and it was absolutely phenomenal. All of these characters were in it. And then New 52 initially did away with the Justice. They didn't want any of the legacy characters around anymore. But I'm just clocking when you put this image up here that is written by Jeff Jones again. And now I didn't realise he was writing this series. So I am inclined to go back to issue 1 and read that, because that's some of my favourite characters on screen there. And I love Jeff's writing on this this series.
I mean, when I looked into it, like, it's really well done as well. And I think some of the covers we showed last week, James from Slag Crusaders, it looks nice from afar, but it's far from nice. But this up close, this to me would be a pure cover buy. It'd be a pure cover buy. It would stay in it would stay in the top logo, and that would be it. But I think that would be enough for me.
Yeah,
I think
nice. I like
it just looks awesome, and there's some serious like detailing on like the Wonder Woman, Black Canary. It's awesome. Yeah, look, Peter is taking an age to come out.
Ah, okay, right.
That's the thing. Yeah. So, but yeah, this was one of my picks.
Nice.
Loving this.
I like it.
And I've also gone for right. So these, I've got a real thing for these now. Right, I didn't have to begin with. I was like, right, I'm not going to get involved in them. It's like the Todd Nork headshot variants that he did. But I was speaking to James about these, and they're growing on me. They really are growing on me so much so that I've ordered every single one of them.
Oh, you haven't, have you? Have you got them all?
I have, yeah. I've got the Wolverine one. I kind of got the Rogue one from last week. I've ordered like all the ones that are coming out this week, because behind me here, they're going to look great all together. They're going to look, instead of having portraits of my kids, I'm going to have portraits of like superhero characters. This is Thor when he was a baby. This is Vision. Here we go.
The only issue I have with them is how you've got your wall set out behind you is really nice. If you have these quite close together, it's going to look like, do you know when you used to watch the old kind of 70s American movies, and you go into the old house and there's the man who's like a hunter, and you've got all the animals' heads mounted on the wall behind you? That's what it's going to look like. That you've offed all of these superheroes and popped their heads behind you.
Yeah.
It's a trophy, you know?
But I think these are so well done. Like, and obviously Mark Brooks is awesome at what he does. But these, there's something different to it. Like, I think these, and the thing is with these, for me, I would have to get Mylars to put them in, because I think they would really pop, unless I'm going to get them CGC'd. But if I was to turn to my wife and say, well, I've just bought 7 of these, I'm going to send them off to CGC. It's only cost short of 400 quid. I've still got somewhere to sleep.
I don't think these need CGC. Do you know what I mean? These, like you say, a nice Mylar or something like that. And to be fair, you know, that's a really nice image of Thor. I like that look. Nice shiny helmet. I like a shiny helmet.
I bet you do. You'll be seeing plenty of them at Thought Bubble, sir.
But no, it is a nice image of Thor. I like that one. And I'm reading Immortal Thor at the moment. I'm quite enjoying it, actually.
Yeah, it's great. And it's only 3 issues in, and it's quite enjoyable. I
don't know if that's right, mine, Charlie, because I think it's more than 3 issues now. I'm sure I'm up to issue 7 or 8. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's, unless they're doing a reprint of an older issue or something.
Let me have a quick look while we're here. The Immortal.
I'm sure I'm up to about issue 7 or 6 or maybe, I don't know.
You are correct. I think I might have. Do you know? I think I've put issue 3. That's a typo. It's issue 8 instead of 3. So that's my bad. That's my cysteslic fingers. Sorry. See what I did there?
I was thinking, good.
So on the ball. There we go. Yeah. So this is issue number 8 of the Immortal Tour. There we go. Yeah. Right. So staying on this. This is
that's pretty cool, mate.
Fall of the House of X, issue number 3. Again, this is Jubilee. Like I could not buy this. Yeah. It's just. And I think the more and more I see it, like when I first see them, I was like, oh, I'm not too sure about these, because I bought all the Rose Best covers, like the miniature characters. I bought all of them, and I was like, oh, okay. And they look great together. But I've liked Alex Ross for years, as everyone has. But I've only recently started buying his covers. And you can see behind me, we've got like the X-Men ones that we're from the Slug Crusaders and stuff. But it's only recently that I started buying them and really investing in them. And as I mentioned, like Peach Momoko's done a few like these, but I'm not a fan of Peach Momoko's work. I don't really. She's fantastic at what she does, but it's not for me. The more and more I've seen these, because they seem to be creeping up everywhere now, I'm like, oh, is this going to be one of them ones? If I don't buy them, I'm going to be gutted.
Yeah.
So I think it was a couple of nights ago, I'd missed the final order cut off from James at 9 o'clock on Sunday, and I think I messaged him at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Was like, can you kind of just put me the Wolverine one by and the Gambit one and stuff like that? And he was like, yeah, okay. But this is great, and the colours on this again, they're just going to pop.
Yeah,
just going to pop. It'd be really good though if they was
decent
card stock. Yeah.
They give me kind of X-Men 90. Is it 97
Yes.
98?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love the colours. They do pop, They're really good.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. This is making you buy an X-Men book, Charlie.
Yeah, it is. And the thing is with me, even if I do buy comics for cover art, I end up just flicking through, and I'm just hoping that the comic's shit, so I don't have to invest time doing that.
Yeah.
But who knows? But yeah, so this is the Fall of the House of the Fall of X, issue number 3, and you can probably see there's a pattern going here. There we go.
Oh,
This is my least favourite one. Right, this is my least favourite one. This is Avengers Twilight issue number 4. The comic is amazing. Like the 2 issues have been awesome, and we've converted Andy over to reading a Marvel comic, to reading a Marvel Avengers comic, and enjoying it as well. And I read the first issue, as did you, and I was like, this is really good. Like, can it get any better? Like the old story Captain America and stuff. And it does get better. It's really, really enjoyable. And my main concern is that I want Marvel to continue this. I just don't think they will.
Yeah.
There's going to be multitudes of add-ons and stuff like, and it's just. But yeah, for me, this is my least favorite cover. I think they've just. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't scream Vision to me.
Yeah, it doesn't jump out at us as much as the last 2. I think that's because of to be honest, I think it's the colouring of his face. I don't know why. I know Vision's got a red face, but it's quite a dull issue. And I think the biggest problem that this book will have, people will buy it, I guess, because of the wanting the full set. But when you look at the other covers for Twilight, Avengers Twilight, they are phenomenal. So this will be left in the park because it doesn't stand up to some of those other, particularly the Alex Ross ones. There are some amazing covers for Avengers Twilight.
This is
I picked one, I think. I can't remember if I picked one.
This is the only one that I didn't buy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't.
See, I couldn't do that. So you don't have the set. You don't have the set.
Well, it's in my bag. I just haven't bought it yet. But the completionist in me is going, why would you not do that? You're a dick. Just get it. Just buy it. So yeah, this is Avengers Twilight issue number 4, and I have to say, if you're not reading it, just jump on it because it is probably it is actually a really good Marvel story. So yeah, and then we've got look more. There we go. You can see what I did here. We've got another X-Men book. This is Dead X-Men issue number 3. Don't like it?
No, I like the cover, but Dead X-Men's dog shit. I read the first issue and it was. It's not fair to say it was awful because some people will like it. It wasn't for me. I didn't like how it didn't explain anything to us. So my last recollection of these characters, they died in the what do you call it? The Hellfire Gala thing. They were all killed. Issue 1 is Dead X-Men. It's got a picture of them coming out of the grave. I thought, this is going to be interesting. Yeah. But it starts with them already having been resurrected in another comic at some point, but it didn't tell you where or anything. So I was lost at the start, But this is about the cover, isn't it? And yeah, I like that cover. That's a nice Dazzler cover. Again, I'm getting X-Men animated series vibes. The colours are jumping. It's really nice.
Yeah, this again just screamed out to me, and I think it's because of the faded background. They've really done well with the colour palette here. Yeah, they've really done well, and I think Mark Brooks is. What I don't want Mark Brooks to do now is every single cover he brings out is one of these. Like Todd Nauck did it, and it just got boring. And by the end, it was like you could probably picture him going, "That's another one. Yeah. That's another one." I think these will look good, and I think they will. They'll have their moment, and then he needs to move on. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Dead X-Men issue number 3 by Mark Brooks. There we go. This is the one you were talking about.
Yeah, that's the one I picked. So this is Avengers Twilight, again, issue number 4 that we've just been talking about. Stunning little series. And this is Alex Ross, a version of Thor. I'm not sure at the moment whether this is the current Avengers Thor or if during the story we're going to get the real God of Thunder coming back, and this is Alex's new redesign of the costume. So I'm not sure which version of Thor this is, but I just love it. I love the illuminated discs. I think that looks really cool. I like the kind of the changes to the helmet. Yeah, I just think it looks. I'm a big Thor fan anyway, so I was always going to pick a Thor cover. But I just think that looks.
Well, do you know what? Like for the Immortal Thor issue #8, Alex Ross has done a cover for that, and he's done the same illuminating discs and helmet and stuff like that. So maybe it is moving on through the story of Thor, and it's like literally they're now intertwining.
Yeah,
like Immortal Thor is now going to come into Avengers Twilight, and the crossover is going to happen. But this is a great cover. Yeah. This is an awesome cover.
I don't think you can beat an Alex Ross cover. You know, I think his artwork. I do think because he's been around for a long time now, it almost lessens the impact because you're not as wowed because it's Alex Ross. You know he does amazing work, you know. But I still think his artwork is just streets ahead of most of the artists out there. I think he's one of the best artists of the kind of the current comic book scene. Yeah. Him and Delotto for me are just amazing.
And is he using paint there or is it digital? Do you know?
No, he paints everything. He paints. I watched a little. He did a little clip the other day. He's got a fantastic YouTube channel. He doesn't put stuff on it very often, but every now and then he does a little kind of a tutorial or whatever. And he was talking about how your standard cover artist can maybe do a page or a couple of pages a day, whereas it takes him 3 or 4 times the length because everything's painted by hand, the details all by hand. And he literally pores over every single little detail. Yeah. So yeah, he's a really interesting guy to listen to, actually.
But you know what? Like he does this. You've got Delotto. You've got Carla Cohen. I mean, they all kind of do like the painting and stuff, and like the artistic talent behind. Like, no disrespect to any artist out there that works digitally or with pens and paints and whatever medium they use, but the painting is mind blowing. To get that effect with paints is sensational. Yeah, like there's like it's amazing. Like how you get that effect of the discs with paint is ridiculous.
It's really interesting. There's two. I'm an Alex Ross fanboy. There's 2 brilliant hardback volumes of work that he's done. One for DC, one for Marvel, where it kind of talks you through all of his work up to a certain point. But within the volumes, it goes back to his childhood and it shows you images he drew when he was a kid and stuff. And you can tell just by looking at some of that early artwork, he was going to be phenomenal. You know, it's great stuff straight away.
Well, Fuzzy's just sort of said unfortunately the Alex Ross Fantastic Four covers didn't do it for me. These are next level in comparison, 100%.
Fuzzy, and I think for me, I don't know what happened, but I, you know, I've always been a massive fan. But he went through a phase where he went kind of almost all of his covers were one colour, and there wasn't much detail. It was just one splash of colour, and I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it.
A bit like our show last week, it was all about blue, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
But I remember what you're talking about, and I've been an Alex Ross fan for years, and I've only recently started picking up his stuff. But even I was like, was that kind of subconsciously put on him by like Marvel and DC and stuff, or was it kind of because every single character he did and every single design, there was a hint of like one colour, and it was like, what are you doing? Yeah. But now he's going back to this. Like, obviously, there's only 4 colours used in this, but it's the way that he's used them to create this effect. To create like Thor is literally, it just looks all kinds of awesome, man. He does, he really does. And Fuzzy's also said Johnny Desjardins is incredible with paint. Yeah, he's another one. Yeah. He's another one as well. They was all blue and green. There we go.
That's right.
That was it.
Yeah, that's right.
They were all blue and green. Yeah, it was. But yeah, I think we can all agree that for once, Marvel, the cover looks awesome. The comic is awesome. And the artist that's doing it is awesome, which should mean the only other awesome thing you need to do is to buy this over at Slack Crusaders. Pick it up. You've also gone for another one.
This is me as well. I'm a sucker for a good Colossus cover. There's just, again, something sexy about his shininess. And I spotted this cover and thought, yeah, this is for me. I hadn't realised it was Adam Hughes, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think this looks mint. I think the shading on the chrome, on the silver, just looks brilliant. I haven't decided yet whether I'm a fan of bearded Colossus or if I like clean shaven.
I was
Colossus.
literally just about to touch on that. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
yeah.
I
I
think
think
he kind. For me, he kind of looks like a cross between. Do you remember Balrog from Street Fighter
yeah,
and Ivan Drago
yeah,
from Rocky? He
yeah,
kind of looks like a cross between. If he dies, he dies. R.I.P. to Carl Weathers, by the way.
yeah.
Unfortunately, but yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I personally think, obviously, with the X-Men films and the Deadpool films, I prefer him without a beard. I think he looks better without a beard. But I spent a good few minutes looking at this cover, looking into the detail in the shading of the arm to see if I could find anything, because I just thought there might be. Because Adam Hughes kind of sometimes puts little subtle points, and he does. And I just thought, well, hold on, let's have a look. For me, I think this is great. I think out of all the covers, all the cover picks that we've picked this week, the majority of them have been from Marvel, and I think it just goes to show that, yeah.
Ooh, give us a foil cover with his chrome in foil. That would be sexy.
Oh my god, that was like ASMR. ASMR for my ears. That was. Give us a foil cover with his.
Yeah,
But
I think
yes,
it'd be a cool cover.
All of the House of X issue number 3. See, again, I'd pick it up just for this. Fuzzy, what have you got to say for us? Certain characters do make great covers. I have piles of Poison Ivy and never read one. Same here.
Yeah,
Same here.
yeah.
But I've the Poison Ivy. To be fair, the Poison Ivy cover is. I think it's on issue number 15 now. I think I dropped off at issue number 10, but I've enjoyed it. For a first standalone comic, considering that Stefan Sejic was meant to do a follow-on for what he did for Harleen, which is awesome. He was meant to do one for Poison Ivy, and it was just called. It was meant to be called Isley, and it never came into fruition. I don't know why. But then DC kind of brought out Poison Ivy, which has been interesting. To be fair, it's been a staple of my read. There we go. Jesus' first mention of foil, 37 minutes, impressive. There we go. You must be ahead of us because we're only on 36:24. So yeah, is he going to mention it again? Are you going to mention it again, Peter?
Foil.
There we go. He's done it. There we go. Fuzzy Dunlop, the Oracle himself. Right. There we go. Oh, look at this. Now, this is talking about Oracles. This is the man with a plan, Mr. Andy, aka Perpetual Comics. He has gone for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Destiny of Foot Clan, issue number 1. Cover art is by Mateus Santaluco.
Well, I like how you said that.
Santa Loco. Let's get the loco. Santa Loco. I'm not sure how I feel about this cover. I mean, I
don't like it. Sorry, Andy.
Do you know what this reminds me of? This is what Andy's going to look like on day 2 of Thought Bubble 2024. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I mean, the detailing's great. The detailing is great. I don't know.
Fuzzy summed it up.
Cack.
No, it's cack. It's just it's.
And definitely for one thing, it's not Marvel, it's IDW. Yeah. So yeah, but
I don't know what I think. I can't explain why. It's not. I don't know if it's the teeth, the weird kind of. I don't know. It's just not for me. This one, I'm afraid.
I don't know. I'm intrigued by it that I want to read the comic.
Yeah. No.
But I think I'm trying to polish a turd here.
Roll it in some glitter. Yeah.
Roll it in some glitter and stick it up your Santa Loco. There we go. But yes, this is IDW, the Untold Destiny of Foot Clan, issue number 1. It's Turtles though. I don't know. I can't not pick up and read a Turtles book. Yeah. And I'm interested to find out what turtle that is.
It's Donatello, man. It's got a staff.
Yeah, but you don't know. It's the untold destiny of the Foot Clan. It might not be Donatello. It might be like an interchange of Michelangelo. Like we all thought it was Michelangelo in the last Ronin, and it wasn't. It was Raphael. No, it was. No, we thought it was
Donatello. It was Michelangelo.
There you go. Anyway, as Fuzzy's.
What you be reading?
You're just being nice to Anna in case he leaves again. Dreadful. But yeah, it's cack. Right, there we go. That was it. Yeah. Moving on to top number 1s. Right, so there we go. Andy has gone for The Last Mermaid, issue number 1, write, art, and cover art by Derek Kirk Kim. I don't know much about this. Do you?
Nah, not a thing. Not a
Right,
thing. It looks interesting, but
let's have a quick look. Right, The
I'm
Last
a bit of a
Mermaid.
sucker for things with mechs and things like that. You know, I like that kind of stuff.
So this is issue number 1. There's only 2 issues of this. This is a series premiere. A lone mermaid roams an endless wasteland on a quest beyond reason. To press ever onward, she must survive the interminable stretches between tiny pockets of water, the roaming bands of cybernetic cannibals, and the fearsome mutant beasts. What propels her forward to take such a risk? I'm considering adding this to my pull list because, as you mentioned, like mechs and transformers and stuff and everything like that, it really does tickle my fancy. And I think this might be. And the fact is that this doesn't seem to be just a mech. There seems to be humans within it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm interested to find out are they the last surviving humans that encounter the mermaid and stuff like that. I'm interested in this, and it's done by Image, so you kind of know that the story is going to be there to be engaged with. So there's this one, and issue number 2 has issue number 2 says the mermaid plunges into a hidden water cave, narrowly escaping death, but with her mobile home, the HAVC, hybrid aquatic vehicular chamber, all but destroyed, she must permanently hinder herself from the vital mission. At least the water cave makes for an ideal home, or does it? Well, let's be honest, if you're a mermaid, you live underwater anyway.
Under the sea.
Exactly.
Under the sea.
I don't know the rest of it. Don't say it for better, no better under the
Under
sea.
the sea.
But I'm not sure about this. I don't know.
It sounds interesting. Yeah, I'll probably give it a read just to see what it's like. I like the cover.
I've never heard of Derek. I've never heard of Derek Kirk Kim though.
No.
And this seems to be an oversized comic again as well.
Yeah.
Regarding this one, Dead Man has said better not show this to Luke in case he does. And then Fuzzy has said this one looks like it does look like a mermaid. It does look like a poster. It does. Right. So yeah, we might give that one a read. So you picked this, didn't you?
I don't know why. Yeah, I did pick this. I was looking for number 1s that were launching. I'm a bit of a sucker for the Black Widow and the Hawkeye team ups in the MCU. I kind of went for it because of that Adam Hughes cover. It's just a funny cover. So you know the text, if you can't read it, Hawkeye's shouting in the neck, and Black Widow's shouting, I think it's to Kang. Or grow up, it's just in the neck kind of thing, you know. It tickled us. I like how these two interact with each other, so I think this has got the promise of being a bit of a funny kind of team up buddy kind of comedy, as it were. And I like Hawkeye. I think out of the MCU series as recently, his was one of the stronger TV shows. So yeah, I'll give this a go. I'll give it a go and see what it's like. And it's got one of those sexy Mark Brooks covers you like.
Yes. And it does. I mean, the synopsis of this: the eyes of a hawk and the venom of a widow. Even when Black Widow and Hawkeye had no one to trust, they still had each other, even though their paths sometimes diverged. So when Clint Barton is accused of a rogue assassination attempt that puts the US and Mad Report at odds, a symbiote equipped Natasha Romanoff, she's symbiote acquitted.
Yeah. So she got that couple. I can't remember what series it happened in, but it's been out for a couple of months now. But she's got, you know, because everybody gets one in the Marvel universe.
Of course.
She's now got a symbiote.
Oh, wicked. But as echoes of their past ripple through the present, it will take all their faith in each other and the lessons they learned along the way to protect their futures. Join fan favourite creators Stephanie Phillips and Pablo Villanelli as they celebrate 60 years of Black Widow. 60 years! As they celebrate 60 years of Black Widow and Hawkeye with this new chapter in the pair's storied legacy. Now, I'm interested in this now. I wasn't to begin with. I was like, these crossovers, I'm not really into that.
Yeah.
60 years of Black Widow, that is a hell of an achievement.
Yep, she's been around a long time.
She has been around. She deserved it. She deserved a symbiote. She did.
I think that's the milestone. Instead of getting like a gold watch, when you hit 60, you get a symbiote in the Marvel universe. You know, everyone can have one.
Do you reckon it was Hawkeye that gave her the symbiote? There you go. because he's got
Yeah,
he's got a good aim.
you can get
Do
a
you know what I
cream for
mean?
it, can't you?
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He's got a good eye, and he looks very, very happy on that Mark Brooks variant. He's like, "You damn right. Oh yeah,
Giggity, giggity,
you
giggity.
damn all right. Yeah." Yeah. I didn't know she'd been around longer than Wolverine.
Oh yeah, yeah. Our first appearance, which I used to have, but I regrettably sold, was in an Iron Man book. Can't remember what issue. I want to say 52. Can't remember. But yeah, it's not in that costume. Obviously, it's the old style kind of
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
looking costume.
yeah.
But yeah, her and Hawkeye were kind of original characters. Have been around for a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time.
That's wicked. Yeah, I'm interested in that. And this was written by Stephanie Phillips and art by Pablo Villanelli. This comes out on the 13th of March. Not too long to wait for that one. Then we've got, see, I think I was on a bit of an Adam Hughes pick up here because this is another good number one. No, it's not Black Widow and Hawkeye. What have I done here? This is Jackpot and Black Cat. Now, the main cover is by Adam Hughes. We've got Greg and Tim Hilbrand variant cover here. We've got the young Gwen Yoon, and we have the Emilio Lacio foil variant. There we go, Fuzzy. We mentioned foil again. There we go. And this is Jackpot and who is it? Black Cat. Yeah, so the premise of this is luck be the ladies. The most exciting new hero in the Marvel universe, Jackpot, aka Mary Jane Watson, gets her first action-packed limited series as a superhero alongside the other best female character in comics, Black Cat. When someone blackmails Black Cat into a public and blatant crime spree, Jackpot comes to her aid. What classic spider villain is behind the blackmail? Someone with history with at least one of our titular heroines. Titular? Well, hello there, sir. How was your titular?
This doesn't out for me, Charlie. I have to say, I've got no interest in Jackpot, this Mary Jane character, at all. But what I would say is that Greg and Tim variant is stunning. I love these. So I think I used one of these on one of the Killer Comic shows a while ago.
Yes.
This card line, fantastic, and I'm so pleased that they're getting some cover kind of praise now because it looks mint. But
you know what they should do?
Bin Jackpot. I mean, look at the state of it in that third book there. Look at the cover there. It's
she's happy.
Look at it, man. Look at the costume. Look at that fucking costume. It's atrocious.
She's loving life. Leave her alone. But the Greg and Tim Hilbrand, I think, as you mentioned, the way that they're doing like these little cards, they should, with every comment you get with that, like they did with the Joker, when you got the card, they should do like a little card that you can kind of put in a small little card cup. That'd be great.
They did that back in the day, didn't they? I can't remember which series it was, but you had a card inserted into the comic, and you could kind of just, if you wanted to, take it out, But yeah, you're right. They should reproduce the cards.
But yeah, I don't think this is going to win any awards. It comes out on the 27th of March. It's written by Celeste Bronfman, and the art is by Emilio Laso. So yeah, I mean, there's quite a few other covers, to be fair. There's another 7 or 8 covers, and they don't really do anything. But yeah, there's a 1 in 100 Elizabeth Torquay Black Cat Virgin variant. But I would say the best one is the Hilbrand is the Hilbrand one, because that does look pretty. But the Adam Hughes one as well, I think that would just be a pure cover buy. I like the way that Black Cat looks kind of 3D there, and she's kind of like popping off screen. But then I think that Emilia Laso has tried to kind of copy that.
Yeah.
So Dead Man Tales of Suspense 52, April 1964 for Black Widow, Peter.
Oh, bang on! I said 52, didn't I? Did I say I did? I said 52.
Look at that. Who needs Google when you got Triple G? Who needs Google when you got Triple G? Right. So moving on. There we go. This is over to you now.
Yeah, I picked this one again. Probably a cover buy more than anything. I like the main cover. This is, again, I know I'm not a big symbiote man. I've not really read King in Black and all that kind of stuff, and I do think it's overkill at the moment in the Marvel universe with everybody having their own version of Venom and whatnot. But I'm a sucker for Spider-Man 2099. I like that character design. I like the storyline. I like Miguel. So this looked interesting to us. I liked the artwork, like I say, of the kind of the Venom symbiote coming off him and stuff. That looks pretty cool. And it's written by Peter David. I quite often enjoy Peter David's writing. I think his Hulk run's one of the best runs that there's been. So yeah, I'll give this a go, see what it's about.
You know what? I'd probably give this a read. As you mentioned, I'm not like there's so many Spider-Man comics. It's
Yeah.
kind of becoming like X-Men now. There's so many Spider-Man comics. There's so many crossovers. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the computer game and the
Yeah,
movies.
yeah,
I do like the
yeah,
movies,
yeah.
but it just doesn't seem to be that push beyond the comics. There seems to be a Spider-Man comic coming out every other week. There's a new Spider-Man character coming out every single week. It's just, I don't know.
Too much.
Yeah, I think the only cover for me that really does it for me is the Lionel Francis Yu one. Other than that,
Yeah.
it's I don't. Yeah, but then I'm looking at the Todd Notch Window Shades variant. I'm just like, I don't know. It's not a comic that I'd pick up and read, and I don't think I would have looked at it if he wasn't doing his show. But I think the main cover would be the one I buy.
I've never even heard of a window shades variant. Is that a
No,
thing? Is that something that they're doing now?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Todd Notch is definitely moving on. I mean, I can't even make out the character behind it. Do you know what I mean? It just seems there's a lot going on.
Yeah, yeah.
A
Okay.
lot. Nah, not at all. Not at all. But yeah, that's one for you Spider-Man fans out there. Then I've gone for Torpedo 1972. So this is by Blaze Comics, another fantastic indie publisher. Written by Enrico Sanchez Abili, and the art is by Eduardo Ricci. Now, the main cover is by Eduardo Ricci. Cover B is by Dan Panosian, massive friend of the show. We've got the Fritz Casas, the Godfather homage, and then we've got
Right,
the cover
right.
150, which is the Eduardo Ricci sketch. Now, I'm going to find out
Nice.
what this is about, because when I read this, it sounded awesome. So, issue number 1, so Torpedo. From the co-creator and artist of Eisner Award-winning series 100 Bullets comes a reimagining of Torpedo 1936, a crime noir classic for sequential art. In the 1930s, Lucas Torelli, known as Torpedo, was a legend of the suburbs of New York, a tough, trigger-happy Sicilian who only knew how to make friends. Anyone else is no longer here. Nearly 40 years later, the Big Apple has changed quite a bit. Torpedo, not so much, as a persistent journalist prepares to write an article about the Caputo family. The demons of Torpedo's past resurface along with his dirty old habits. This, for me, is just a gangster-filled
Yeah.
Italian. Look at my brother. Do you know what I mean?
I was with you.
Yes. You don't talk to me. Get out of my house. I'm not, and I'm now gonna. I want to read that comment out. Torpedo
Yeah.
1972.
You'll read the characters in that noise, won't you?
I
You'll
will.
hear Marlon Brando in your head.
I will.
I
I
think
will.
those last two covers, mind, are stunning. I love
Mm-hmm.
both of them. I think they look phenomenal. Yeah, I'm interested in this one. This one, I hadn't heard of this one, so this has got me interested.
I mean, hold on. Torpedo, 1936. But I don't know if that was ever said. Oh, so that was a comic that was released in 1989.
All right.
So Torpedo comic was released in. Oh, the first ever issue came out January 1st, 1984. Right. So that was the villa.
Yeah.
Then issue number volume 3 came out in 1936, and then issue volume 5 89, and volume 6 89 as well. So this has been around. Like, so this isn't just based on the crime noir novel. It's
Yeah,
based
yeah.
on a. This is. Oh, I'm definitely all in for this.
Yeah, sounds very
I'm.
interesting.
It sounds wicked. It sounds really, really interesting. And like, yeah, a blaze are wicked. A
Yeah, I
blaze.
like it, please.
Excuse the pun. They do set the comics they release. They do set the pull list alight. So definitely see if you can pick this one up. What have we got next for you, lovely bunch? We've got a facsimile focus. Facsimile.
I'm loving it. I do like the facsimile. I have to say, I've gone down the rabbit hole recently of picking up a lot of these because I've come to the conclusion that I'm never going to afford some of the big guns that I
Yeah.
want,
Yeah.
like Fantastic Four 1 and things like that. But then I've been even more tempted by shiny foil variants. And I don't know why, but I've got myself a load of the bloody things. But yeah, I'm liking my facsimiles and
What
foils.
any shiny foil variants like crisps, bags of crisps, or is it?
I
is
love
it
a good
strict-
bag of crisps.
is it
Love a
strictly
good shiny
comics, yeah?
crisp. Yeah, no. Anything shiny. I'll go for anything shiny. You know?
Well, we know you like shiny helmets, so
do,
if you're
I
lucky,
do.
I'll show you mine at Thought Bubble Pete. All right,
Oh God.
there we go. The chuckle on that man. Right, so we've got We've got Detective Comics 411, which is Batman and Batgirl Facsimile Edition. This originally, let's have a look. Right, so this is Batman and Batgirl. This originally came out. I don't know. I'm trying to find. I had it earlier. Detective Comics Facsimile Edition. Right, yeah, at 411. This, I think, this initially. Jesus Christ, I found it earlier. Detective Comics. Stay with me, 411. There we go. Right, this initially, it's not coming up. It's really annoying. Well annoying. I had it earlier.
Your usual problem, Charlie. You can't get it up. I know.
I know, yeah. Oh, he's got it up.
He's got
Yes,
it up?
yeah, that's right. So there we go. So this originally came out in 1971. 1971, Ra's al Ghul and the first appearance of his daughter Talia in Into the Den of the Death Dealers. This looks like, in pursuit of Dr. Dark and the League of Assassins, Batman finds himself on a trail that stretches from the top of the Statue of Liberty to an abandoned Buddhist monastery in Asia. In the full facsimile reprinting of Talia al Ghul's first ever comic book appearance, also features the Batgirl story Cut and Run. This is a cover I'd pick up just because I would never be able to afford the real one, and it's by Neil Adams. Neil Adams does some good art. I like Neil Adams, like a good Neil Adams piece, and I think this would be one that would just happily pick up and just keep.
I like the art. I think Neil Adams, like you say, does some absolutely stunning artwork. Just having a quick look to see how much it goes for. Yeah, so it's over 150 to buy the original. CGC 7.5, nigh on 500 quid. So it is a pricey book. Key first appearance, I guess, because Talia is a big major player, isn't she? She's
Damian Wayne's mum, isn't she? So do you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah. But look, he picked up. Dead Man has just said he picked up his for 40 quid. Well, aren't you lucky?
Nice.
Aren't you lucky, Dead Man? Eh? Aren't you lucky, son of a gun?
Dead Man gets a lot of very nice old school Batman comics, and
yes,
I know he was after some of these for a good while. But yeah, this is a nice one to have. Nice one to have.
But you said you wanted to stick to an hour, and we're pretty much there.
See,
but we are going to head over to Slab Crusaders website because basically we mentioned at the start of the show that Distillery were doing a load of things, and there would be an opportunity to you potentially get your hands on a 10 CGC or a 9.9 offer. So basically what James is doing over at Slab Crusaders is the 10.0 and the 9.9 offer. Now through Slab Crusaders, this will cost £45. So I mean, £45 for a slab, saving you the hassle of doing it, whether it's a 9.8 or anything like that, is worth its weight in gold. Because if you're kind of like the majority of comic collectors that send their stuff off and enjoy, is it going to come back as a 9.8, as a 9.6? That's the part of the enjoyment. For me, it was anyway when I started doing it. But then I kind of got lazy and was like, if I want that cover as a 9.8, I want it to come back as a 9.8. So I'm kind of saving. I'm putting it in the hands of James to kind of make sure that it can come back as a 9.8, and 9 times out of 10 it does. So if I'm feeling fruity or I'm feeling lucky and I want to kind of send off my own comic, I'll do that. Otherwise, I'll head over to Slab Crusaders. But the 9.9 and the 10.9 offer is pretty decent, and it says through the Slab Crusaders this will cost £45. And the way we work submissions, you will be given your certain number as soon as the comic arrives on the CGC system. So that's the slab you will receive. But for this comic in particular, I will work in a different way. I will also be sending in some for graded myself, similar to what I've done for Gone issue number 1, which ended up getting 4 times CGC 10s and 4 times CGC 9.9s, which is outstanding, absolutely fantastic. But I think CGC are going to start doing more 9.9 and 10s, obviously with the bad publicity they've received. So they've kind of got to do something to kind of build back the trust again. Instead of James keeping the 9.9s or 10s for themselves, he will offer it out at £100. For this extra amount, what it will mean is if I get a 10 or a 9.9 in any comics that I send in, then it will be a swap. Then it will be swapped for your grade, it will be swapped for yours if the grade is lower on your comic. It will also mean if your comic grade's 9.9 or is swapped out for a 9.9 grade, you will receive £25 refund, meaning it will cost you £75. £75 for a potential 10 grade CGC is cheap as chips.
Yeah.
Is absolutely as cheap as chips. As well as this, if we can't swap out the comic but it grades 9.8, you will receive £55 refund, meaning it cost you 45. This is like, it seems too good to be true, but honestly, if you haven't shopped on Slab Crusaders yet, please do, because it's not. What is written there is what you will get. As well as that, if we can't swap it out for a higher grade and it grades 9.6 or lower, we will refund you £55, so it costs you 45. Then you will be able to keep your slab with a 25% refund on that 45, or take a further £45 refund, meaning I will keep the slab. As well as all this, I will be sending away ratios for this, and we'll be giving away 3 of them. To be in with a chance of winning, simply take part in this offer. Even if the ratios grade 9.9 or 10, they will be given away.
It's a fantastic little deal, isn't it? Can't go wrong with that.
Honestly, you can't go wrong with that. And I think for the fact is that you can kind of get a 9.9 or a 10 for £100.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? And like I for one would definitely be taking part in that, because I've not got a 9.9 and I haven't got a 10.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a big slab, because they're magazines that like size thing. They are big books. So it just seems to be getting better and better. And it's good to be a part of Slab Crusaders, because he's doing some fantastic stuff over there. So if you're not, then, you know.
It's cracking, easy to use website, nice and simple to use. Even a computer Luddite like me can operate it and work it. And these prices are spot on, you know?
Yes, it is. And we've also, I forgot to mention, if we head back over to the site now, we've even made it easier for you. So if you've been watching the show, you'll know that Slab Crusaders, you've got the Marvel FOC, you've got the DC FOC, you've got the Key Specs FOC, top picks of the week, you've got the cover buyers, number ones. But now you also have a new section on the Slab Crusaders website. This is the Killer Comic Show top FOC and picks. So basically what will be featured here are the comics that we mentioned on the show. So if you're watching the show and you think, oh my God, I can't remember what that comic was, you can head over to Slab Crusaders. You can click on the Killer Comic Show logo, and you can scroll through there, and these are all the comics that we featured on the show tonight. So you can kind of just shop until your heart's content. If you wanted the Thor cover, you know where that is, etc., etc. So we're kind of making it easy for you to head over to a one-stop shop. We can't really do much more, to be fair.
It's fantastic. I think that's a great addition to the site. It's really, really cool. Very cool.
So that will be updated every single week. So it will be live when the show goes live, and then it will stay up until the FOC ends on the Sunday night. So yeah,
good stuff.
There we go. Evening, folks. Just got home. Apologies, I wasn't able to make tonight. Not a problem, Andy. Thanks for jumping in. We were just talking about our new addition to the website is the Killer Comic Show. Thank FOC. It's Wednesday, 8 p.m. show live. There we go. But yes, that's it. Another show done. We will be back. You've enjoyed that, Pete? It's been good, isn't it?
Yeah, good fun. Good fun. Enjoyed that. Nice little jaunt through some good books.
We stuck to an hour. We're getting good at this, and I think we find the niche now. We've sorted it out. So yeah, but we will be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. for the Killer Comic Show, as always. 2 pretty decent comics that have been good reads. So we're looking forward to that. And then obviously we've got like the killer covers, killer indie pickups, and whatever else we've got for that. And then obviously, Pete, you've got a plethora. I can never say that word, and I say it in my head. It's a plethora of lined up content. And if you haven't already, check out the Monday show where it was what is it? Art Attack.
Geeky Art Attack. With Alex Cormack and John Lees, writer of Sinking Hotel. John's a sick individual. He's not right. He's not right. So some of his artwork was quite disturbing. So yeah. Kids being shot and stuff like that. It was a bit weird. But yeah. And then Friday night, I've got my live show with James T. Keegan over on One Good Scare Show. So that'll be kicking off at 9 o'clock. So between the Killer Comic Show and Peter, we've kind of got you covered from all angles. We've got you covered on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesday afternoons, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, Friday nights, Saturday nights. You can't get away from us, is what we're trying to say. Streaming 24/7, we're here, aren't we? So,
we're not here to take part, we're here to take over, and hopefully we can do that. And look, a word from the sponsor. I forgot it was an 8 p.m. kickoff. Cheers, mate. You know what they say, there's no such thing as being late. Well, there is, because the show's ending now. So, in my mouth. Oh, right. And with that note, we shall see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. See you later,
See you
guys.
later.
Thanks for joining. Have a good one.
Bye.